In the cramped middle-deck cabin, Che Haicheng returned with the day's rations, prompting a mix of reactions from his fellow refugees. Xia Yunfan, the Colombian-Chinese executive, immediately mocked him for sending his wife, Kim Kimi, to keep that chef company again. Che Haicheng wore a dismissive, proud smile, retorting that Xia Yunfan was merely envious. As he distributed the food, Lu Nanqing voiced his admiration for Che Haicheng's pragmatic bend and stretch philosophy, while Xia Yunfan condemned the act as beastly and despicable. Che Haicheng fired back by exposing Xia Yunfan's own past of marrying for money, which Xia Yunfan defensively called a scheme, drawing laughter from the room. The Prussian pickpocket, Rudolph, approached Che Haicheng with a proposition, offering a stolen Rolex in exchange for access to Kim Kimi. Che Haicheng coldly refused, stating the watch was worthless and that his wife was a crucial asset for currying favor on the ship. In frustration, Rudolph smashed the watch on the floor. A long-haired, bearded Western man quietly picked up the broken timepiece to examine it. Meanwhile, Mo, Li Zongyu's Colombian colleague, sat despondently by the porthole, staring at the frozen sea and consumed by thoughts of his wife, Talisa, and his children. He voiced his despair to Rudolph, questioning if they would ever return home, a sentiment that cast a pall over some in the room. Rudolph shrugged it off, claiming to be fine anywhere with girls and wine, while Xia Yunfan insisted he disliked the idea of staying in Huashu, asserting his Colombian citizenship, a claim Che Haicheng mocked, pointing out that even the legitimate citizen by Mo hadn't been rescued by his own country. The mood shifted as Kim Kimi returned from the upper cabin. Che Haicheng eagerly asked what she had been given, hoping for practical supplies. Instead, she produced a diamond ring the size of a pigeon's egg, showing it off with vain pride. Che Haicheng was stunned, then grew angry, chastising her in a low growl for accepting such a worthless trinket when practical goods were needed for survival. Kim Kimi, however, remained pleased with the large, useless bauble, casually complaining that Che Haicheng had never bought her one so big. In the cabin, Che Haicheng, enraged by his wife Kim Kimi's pride in the useless diamond ring from Xia Changming, berates her. He forces himself to calm down, chanting internally not to be angry with her vanity. He then sternly instructs her that next time she must bring back practical supplies like sugar, milk, cigarettes, or eggs, not worthless jewelry. Kim Kimi, her fear of him deeply ingrained, nervously agrees and tightens her clothes, showing no current thought of resistance. Meanwhile, on the ship's upper deck at night, Zhang Yi feels a distinct sense of being watched. His sharpened intuition, honed since awakening his ability, warns him of danger from the sea. He looks out at the dark, moonless ocean and wonders if it is the massive sea monster he injured, which he has named the fin dragon due to its large dorsal fins, or merely his own psychological suggestion. Deciding to investigate, he goes to the control room. He asks the crew on watch, including Lao Tian, if they have detected anything unusual. Lao Tian reports that the radar shows no unusual ships or large creatures, only some ordinary 5-meter-long sharks passing by half an hour prior. Zhang Yi inquires about the radar's detection range, learning it can detect life movement within 10 nautical miles underwater and surface vessels within 50, barring military stealth ships. He smiles, noting any ship here likely wouldn't be civilian, and orders increased vigilance with an extra person on watch for the return journey. As he turns to leave, Lao Tian stops him to report on the cook, Lao Xia. Lao Tian explains that with over 100 people to feed, Lao Xia's workload is immense despite using pre-cooked food, and his health is declining due to back pain. Lao Xia has requested help, but no crew member can be spared. Lao Tian suggests finding helpers from among the lower deck passengers, who just sit and eat. Zhang Yi, amused, reveals he is aware of how Lao Xia's health truly deteriorated, alluding to the transactional relationships with female passengers that he permits. He cautions Lao Tian about food safety and the risk of poisoning, though he personally is unaffected as he consumes his own supplies. After Lao Tian assures him he will have Lao Xia supervise closely and that toxins are hard to obtain, Zhang Yi grants permission to find a few trustworthy helpers. Leaving the control room, Zhang Yi walks on the violently swaying deck with perfect stability due to his refined spatial force mastery. Suddenly, he hears a distant whistling sound over the howling wind. He cannot determine if it is the wind or a sea beast. Narrowing his eyes, he suspects the fin dragon has followed them. He recognizes the immense threat the creature poses at sea. While he could handle it on land, its potential to destroy the Jin Feng and drown everyone except himself in Zhou Kur is a grave concern he wishes to avoid. Following his premonition, Zhang Yi heightens the ship's defenses, focusing his attention on the vast, icy sea. He believes the severely injured fin dragon holds a grudge and is lurking in the deep, waiting for an opportunity to attack, held back only by fear of Zhang Yi's power. He knows that if the Jin Feng is compromised or he shows weakness, the monster could emerge and capsize the ship with a single blow, dooming most on board. The ship's weaponry, limited to depth charges and machine guns, is insufficient against such a behemoth. While Zhang Yi possesses heavy artillery in his alternate dimension, using land-based guns on a ship is impractical due to stabilization and recoil issues. Their primary advantages are Zhang Yi's presence and the advanced radar system, which can detect the creature's approach, allowing for preparation. With his ability index now at 9,600 points, Zhang Yi is confident he could protect himself even from a low-level Epsilon-level superhuman and could easily kill the 9,000-plus index C monster on land, but his inability to dive remains a critical weakness. He silently hopes for a smooth return journey. Meanwhile, with Zhang Yi's permission, cook Xie Changming goes to the cabins to find an assistant. He selects Lu Zhangnan from the Yanlu group, who claims to be a cook and proves competent in a test. Lu Zhangnan is said to have cooked for the group on the island. He is also adept at flattering Xie Changming and the crew, quickly integrating with them. Zhang Yi remains vigilant over the sea, wary of the fin dragon or other mutated monsters. The other passengers, having learned their lesson, do not cause trouble. Xu Yonk has become more low-key, occasionally trying to approach Zhang Yi, but he responds coldly, frustrating her. Her follower, Sun Wanshi, continues to regard Zhang Yi with a strange, disdainful look, likely due to her high official background, but Zhang Yi ignores her as long as she doesn't act out. His priority is completing the rescue mission, and he has made several contacts with Zhu Zhang, arranging for Huashu warships to meet them near Huashu waters. One morning, in the bustling galley, Xie Changming relaxes in a sofa chair, smoking precious Huangshan cigarettes, provided by Zhang Yi, and playing cards with crew members. Zhang Yi thoughtfully supplies the crew with food, cigarettes, and isolation bags to maintain morale, fostering genuine loyalty. The kitchen work is handled solely by Lu Zhangnan, a short, balding man in his 50s who works tirelessly, sweating profusely. Xie Changming, wearing a gold Patek Philippe watch gifted by Lu Zhangnan, comments on Lu's efficiency despite his seemingly delicate appearance. Lu Zhangnan, bowing and scraping, explains his family was in catering and he owned a few restaurants. The crew members smile dismissively, knowing that except for Li Zhongyu and his wife, the rescued will become laborers in Tianhai City, so they feel no need for courtesy. Zhang Yi, smelling the food, strolls into the galley. The crew members quickly stand up, but he tells them to continue playing. He remarks on the strong aroma of the pre-cooked food. Lu Zhangnan hurriedly approaches, wiping his hands on his apron and bowing obsequiously, offering to prepare anything Zhang Yi wants to eat. Zhang Yi laughs, having no intention of eating the pre-cooked food as his spatial storage contains better fare. He initially plans to leave but feels a strange familiarity with Lu Zhangnan's fawning face. His eyes then fall on the pile of pre-cooked food in the steamer, triggering a memory. He asks for Lu Zhangnan's name. Surprised, Lu Zhangnan gives his name and says he is just a cook. Zhang Yi frowns and asks about his origins and culinary specialty. Lu Zhangnan stammers before claiming his hometown is Guangdong and he can cook some Cantonese. Zhang Yi immediately orders him to speak a few words of Cantonese. Lu Zhangnan swallows hard, sweat beading on his forehead, and mutters a nonsensical phrase. Zhang Yi's smile turns cold and mocking. He states that Lu Zhangnan does not seem to be from Guangdong or, indeed, from Huashu Kingdom at all. The four crew members realize something is wrong. Xie Changming quickly kicks Lu Zhangnan to the ground, accusing him of impersonating a Chinese person. Lu Zhangnan, in pain, vehemently denies this, claiming to be of Chinese descent but rusty in his native dialect. Zhang Yi coldly notes his Mandarin is quite good and then cuts off any further explanation, revealing his true identity. "Don't pretend with me, President Yamada." Zhang Yi fully remembers him now as Yamada Masao, president of the Japanese Yamada Corporation, whose image was printed on products near Zhang Yi's old workplace. The crew members' eyes blaze with anger upon hearing he is Japanese. They curse him as a dog and a bastard deserving death, a reflection of the intense hatred in the Jiangnan region due to recent Ronin massacres. They rush forward, punching and kicking Yamada Masao mercilessly in vital areas. Yamada Masao screams in pain, pleading for them to stop, claiming to be a spiritual Huashu citizen with a Guangdong great-grandfather and Huashu blood. This only provokes more angry curses from the crew and cold laughter from Zhang Yi, who finds the wailing sound beautiful. He reflects that killing only a dozen Ronin members was unsatisfying and unfair compared to their slaughter of tens of thousands in Jiangnan. Now that Yamada Masao is on his ship, the outcome is set. Xie Changming, fighting the hardest to clear his own name for choosing Yamada, knocks out 8 of his teeth. With Yamada Masao bloodied and barely breathing, Xie Changming picks up a boning knife to kill him. Zhang Yi stops him, saying not to use a cooking tool to slaughter a pig and that death would be too easy for Yamada. A flicker of hope in Yamada's eyes dies as Zhang Yi smiles cruelly. Yamada trembles violently, crying out that he is Japanese but has never harmed anyone from Hwashu. Zhang Yi ignores him, gazing at the icy sea outside, and orders, "Throw him in to feed the sharks." He notes the freezing temperatures will kill him cleanly and hygienically. The crew members hoist Yamada Masao up like a dead pig and drag him toward the deck. As they exit, they are blocked by Zhu Yonk and Sun Wanshi, who are attracted by the screams. Zhu Yonk is horrified by Yamada's condition and demands to know why they are treating an innocent person like this. Sun Wanshi cries out "Teacher Yamada" and throws herself at him, sobbing. Xia Changming explains helplessly that the man is Japanese and the captain ordered him fed to the sharks. Zhu Yonk's face turns cold with rage, declaring this the work of monsters. Zhang Yi emerges from the kitchen, unconcerned by their arrival. His nonchalant demeanor further infuriates Zhu Yonk and Sun Wanshi. Sobbing, Sun Wanshi points at Zhang Yi and angrily rebukes him for his cruelty, stating that Yamada-sensei cooked for them on Ganryu Island, cared for her like a father, and did not deserve such treatment without an inquiry. She calls Zhang Yi a beast, not human.